Hey guys, Justin here, and I'm with Cinnamon. We're at American Mustang School, and I wanted to share a little bit with you about what we do here at American Mustang School. You know, there's a lot going on in the world, and horsemanship is one of those really cool things that we get to do that a lot of people don't. So one of those things is one-on-one and group coaching, transformative coaching with horses. And Cinnamon here, she's been around for a while. She's helped us in a lot of one-on-one transformative coaching, a lot of group coaching. And one of the best things that I could say is, why is character development. Anybody that has horses, you actually have a superpower. You actually have something that you can do, which is a daily reset or a daily renewal with the horse as an accountability partner. So character development is pretty important. We got to kind of look at what that really is. How do we manage stress? How do we control energies in ourselves? How do we utilize energy exchange, person to person or person to horse? We develop a self-awareness, a perception. How do I perceive myself? How does the horse perceive me? Or how do I perceive myself, and how does the world perceive me? That's the why. Why would you even want to do one-on-one coaching with horsemanship or group coaching? And especially with a Mustang, once a wild Mustang horse, what's the purpose? Well, these guys live in nature. They analyze everything in life and death. It's very serious to them. So if I'm going to present myself to this horse, I have to have myself in alignment, or at least paying attention to myself to where I can get into an alignment. And that's character. What's my character? What's this horse's character? I'm going to present my character to her and then observe the feedback and make necessary changes here to present again, to develop this relationship. So I'm going to ask her to back up just a little bit here. Let's go ahead and back your hooves. Come back here, kind of be with me in the camera here. So how do we do this? How do we take a once wild Mustang horse, ask them to come into the human element, and then envision or imagine that she would be willing to be involved in what I do here at American Mustang School, which is transformative coaching. How do I create that, based on the vision and the imagination? The very thing that separates me from a horse, as I've told you before in other videos, horses share everything we share, in the physical form. And that's, teeth, bones, blood, hair, heart, all of the things we have, the horse has, except the imagination, the ability to envision. And it's one of those things where it starts to make sense whenever you develop a feedback loop in the relationship, to where you can say, oh wait, the imagination separates us, but it's exactly what brought us together. So this sacred art of horsemanship, it's a set apart practice of self-study, self-discovery, self-mastery. So let's move this hindquarter. There you go, and relax. So in understanding that, the sacred art, what is sacred? It's set apart. It's real. It's what gives us the ability to go deeper and understand what is real and what is an illusion, we'll call it, or material, where it's temporary. Sacred being set apart and real, it's forever. Something we're investing our time into that will be here forever. And then the art of horsemanship. Art is, we'll just keep it simple. It's like a painting. Each brush stroke takes time to make or form a picture. So horsemanship, horse-human relationship, it's an art form. It's something you invest your time into daily. And it's going to start to take a form in itself, like a picture. and this energy exchange between horse and human in this relationship is what that picture will look like. So we're developing an awareness, we're developing a perception, we're having the ability to change perspectives through this interactive system to get these desirable results of developing awareness. Maybe we want motivation. I like to think of horsemanship as attraction without promotion and character development. It's dynamically different than just cruising into like a life coach and saying, hey, I want to get my life on track. Let's sit down and talk. It's so much more dynamic, because when you come into nature and you get to experience, the wind blowing on your face, the sun, warmth on your face, the horses exchanging energy with you, the environment, the nature exchanging energy with you, you have a much deeper understanding of yourself. You have an opportunity to focus on what is relevant. And focusing on what is relevant is what gives you meaning. And you want to live a meaningful life, you got to avoid self-sabotage or self-doubt, self-deception. You've got to learn what's relevant and what's not. Horsemanship really helps define that. This interactive, relationship, interactive system. It's really, really quite fascinating. So I can go within and align the 4 things that I can control, which are my thoughts, emotions, attitude, action. I can understand what those thoughts are doing to my emotion. I can understand what my emotions are doing to my thoughts. I can understand through horsemanship what my attitude is, what my actions are. Based on what I present to this horse, observing feedback, we get into what's called a feedback loop. And that's how we know if we're in flow or resistance. And it becomes quite clear. This interactive system, of course, I've developed a streamlined way to get these desirable results. And I created a 5-part series where I'll ask each and every horse specific 5 questions to get a deeper understanding of the horse, allow the horse to get a deeper understanding of me. And then here's that really cool part. They get a deeper understanding of themselves, because remember, this was a once wild horse. I had to invite them into the human element. As I present myself to the horse, observe feedback, she gets a deeper understanding of herself in this. I get a deeper understanding of myself in this. I heard it said long ago, something's got her attention, so we got to become more important. You like those birds over there? I do too. It's pretty cool. So maintaining a feedback loop regardless of outside influences, that's the key. And self-awareness is what we're developing, character development. So if my horses start to drift in something that's catching their attention, I've got to do something to become more important, to draw them back, because that's exactly what they're going to do for me. See, we're doing things together, but it's almost like, I won't say opposite, but we have to see the opposite and to understand which direction we're going. So if I'm trying to get the horse to do something, but there's restrictions in her mind or tensions in her body, she's not going to be as willing to do those things. So I've got to find this harmony and this balance and agreement to where I can ask her questions and create draw and create willingness. So she keeps drifting away. If you'll notice, I don't know if you can notice on her hooves might not be on the frame, but she's drifting away like something's over there. I really want to see that. Well, each time, if we're paying attention to cause and effect, the cause would be her drifting away. The effect will be I'll draw her back to me. And then we start communicating in a streamlined way of understanding what's expected of me, what's expected of her in this relationship. So I heard it said like this: tell me what you want and I'll tell you how to get it. If we both are thinking in this way, like if she could think, tell me what you want and I'll tell you how to get it, I would think the same way. tell me what you want, I'll tell you how to get it. Whatever we think about, we bring about. So if she's thinking about something else out there, she's going to bring that about. She's going to gravitate toward that. Wherever her attention flows, that energy grows. Does that make sense? Let's think about that. Wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. And then reality grows. That's what it is. So, where are we? Well, we're in North Carolina, American Mustang School. And this is basically the research and development center for our horsemanship, horse-human relationship. And it's so interesting is what's going on right now. I don't know what these birds are doing over there. They're just, I don't know, about 3, 4 of them. And boy, they've got her attention. They've got my attention. But I'm going to try to stay focused, because that's what we do here at American Mustang School. We pay attention to what's relevant, regardless of outside influences. It's just that simple. And then we create a habit. You know, we like to create a habit of making good decisions. And as you get into that habit, any opportunity that presents itself, you'll know, well, I need to make a good decision in doing this. And it's just that simple. So what I like to focus on are 5 main areas of our lives. And that would be health, wealth, happiness, relationships, spirituality. So in creating a relationship in the horse-human relationship, I'm just going to ask her to drift right back over here. Come here. There you go. Good job. I know it's tempting. It's like, what is that? What are they doing? So cause and effect. I'm going to ask her again. Here, drift your little hooves this way. There you go. Good job. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. I want her to be with me, so I'll need to focus on that. See, horsemanship's really cool like this. You merge logic and intuition together. That's how you get a deeper understanding of yourself. And in that mindset, you'll get a deeper understanding of your horse. And then that feedback loop gets clearer and clearer each time. So back to these 5 main areas. If I focus on my health, I'll become healthy. If I focus on my wealth, I'll become wealthy. If I focus on my happiness, do what find joy in, become happy. You really want to focus on those 3 things, because when we get to the 4th one, relationship, most people aren't going to want to synchronize with you or be willing to follow you, partner with you, if you're not healthy, if you're not wealthy, and if you're not happy. So bringing that into this understanding, bringing that into this horsemanship, that understanding, we can develop and grow much more in flow. There's nothing real resistant. Now you got to understand resistance to understand flow, and that's what's beautiful about horsemanship, because as we go through this interactive system, there may be some resistance, and then that's how we gauge flow. It's pretty cool. It's going to be like that in your health. It's going to be like that in your wealth. It's going to be like that in your happiness, relationships, spirituality. So this one-on-one transformative coaching, someone comes in and they're stuck. They're in a, maybe like a holding pattern, so to speak. They want to transition from where they are to where they want to go. Well, how does it work? Well, come in, introduce to a horse, and start to exchange energy. How is a person ever going to know if they're in control of their energies, or how to control energies, if they don't start playing with it, presenting through energy? It's just like this horse. If I want to ask her to back her hooves up, I've got to use some form of energy. Vibrational frequency, we'll call it. So I have a lead rope. Now I could take a muscle of my arm and I could pull that lead rope backwards. Well, it's a 1,000-pound horse, and you could probably do it that would lean into the force to submit scale of things. If we're talking willingness or forcing, same scale, different degree. I want to ask a horse a question. I want to use as least amount of energy from me to be the most efficient, effective at communicating in long-term sustainability with the horse. But I also want to do this away from the horse. So in transformative coaching, a person gets to come in and they get to assess themselves. How much energy, am I going to have to present to this horse to get a desired result? So right front hoof, I don't know if you can see it, but just for demonstration, I'm going to ask her right front hoof to back up. What I think about, I'll bring about. I'd like this horse to be calm and quiet. I'm going to be calm and quiet. I'd like to send least amount of energy to this horse to get the desired results. And that's just one demonstration. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much energy I present to her, exchange with her, that's where we get the feedback. You get a visual feedback. Now, I have not the time in this one video to take you all the way through the 5 levels of horsemanship that we teach here at American Mustang School, but I can give you a brief overview. So level 1, grooming for mindset. What you think about, you bring about. The all is mind. The universe is mental. If you've never heard that, look it up. It's pretty cool. What that means is, what I think and do, I'll become. What she thinks and does, she'll become. So in transformation, coming from a place, going to another place, it's real important to understand it starts in the mind. What you think, what you do through action, you become. And you'll form habits. And you create a character. It's character development. So in that flow and resistance, you'll start to get a choice. Do I want this to flow? Or do I want it to be resistant? Do I want chaos? Do I want peace? All of those are the same. Different classes, but they're the same. Just different scale, different degree on the scale. So this horse, well, she operated out there in the wild in harmony and balance with nature. She was in flow state. Her skills, her experience, and challenges that she met, pretty even. When they weren't, she would find the answers from her elders or from actual herself trying things. Try and true, checks and balances. All of these things have to take place in the horse's world, invite them into the human element, and the human element. This interactive system, meaning you have to engage through experience. This video is going to help you a little bit, but you'll never get the depth of understanding until you engage in the experience. And that's what's beautiful about American Mustang School. People can come here, engage in an interactive system to get desirable results. They're predictable results. I can pretty much tell you this horse is going to do anytime that we go and do what it is we do, because we've developed a feedback loop. Where can that be developed? It can be developed anywhere. You can be in the mountains, you can be at a beach, you can be in the forest, you can be in a city, anywhere. See, that's the feedback loop, and it's a micro scale. So me and the horse, feedback loop. But then me and the horse can go anywhere, and we have our micro feedback loop, and then we have a macro feedback loop, meaning the feedback loop between us and then the feedback loop between wherever we go, the world. And that's what's really special about transformative coaching with horses as accountability partners, because what we get to do with horses. So any of you that have horses, you have a superpower. It's right there with you. You can go inward, present outward, inner pathway communication, outer pathway communication. Start a feedback loop with your horse. Transformation is going to come. Now you get to choose. Do you want a transformation into peace or chaos? It's just that simple. And that's that creating that habit, making good decisions as you go along in the relationship. So the sacred art of horsemanship, set apart practice of self-study. We always look at things from a certain perspective, whether we realize it or not. Horsemanship allows us to look at it from different perspectives, whether we realize it or not. But as you immerse into it, as you go through the experience, it becomes clear. It's almost like this. When you jump on the path, that it will become clear. But you got to find that path first. And that's what we do here at American Mustang School. So one more thing I want to share with you before we go. We do events. We're doing one in June. And it's a 3-day tropical island horsemanship adventure. It's basically what we do here at the school, but it's in an exotic location. It's on the Virgin Islands, St. Croix. Here's how it'll play out. Those 5 levels of horsemanship I explained to you are touched on. First one, grooming for mindset. Second one, establish communication with the horse. Third one, transfer from the ground to their back. Fourth one, obstacles, meaning overcoming obstacles together. And then the 5th one, real world focused riding. In 3 days, I'm going to take you through those 5 levels with a horse you've never met. So I taught a lot of Special Operations Forces military. And what we would teach them is you're going to get on a plane, fly somewhere to an undisclosed location. You're going to have to move a lot of equipment somewhere, or you're going to have to do certain mission. You've got to acquire an asset, horse, to help you with that mission. So in other words, you've got to fly in. So we're flying into the U.S. Virgin Islands. You're going to link up with a farmer, we'll call it, that owns horses. And you're going to ask them a few questions, but those aren't going to have much value. You're going to ask the horse specific questions to get feedback that you need, information that you need to accomplish the mission. So you fly into an undisclosed location, acquire a horse. I'll teach you 5 questions you ask every horse to get a deeper understanding of them. They get a deeper understanding of you. Then you're going to know. You're not going to know about it anymore. See, right now you know about it. When you get into it, you know. And then you get to feel it. You get to learn something through interaction, a system that's going to ingrain into you to where when you leave, you'll have something that you never had. And now you'll have a perspective, a new perception, how to get what it is you want in life, in all those 5 areas we talked about. So as we go through that 5 levels of horsemanship in June, 10th, 11th, and 12th, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix, we're going to start on the ground, transfer to their back. We're going to ride the mountains. We're going to ride the beach. And we're going to go swimming with horses. We're going to learn the sacred art of horsemanship, set apart practice of self-study with a horse as an accountability partner in the best location that you could ever be, that you could ever put yourself in nature. You're going to be in the sun, you're going to be in the wind, you're going to be on the earth. It is going to be a magnificent experience. And all of those alignments, they're going to trigger a bunch of things within you. And then you can look through different lenses at life and correct or enhance the 5 main areas of your life: your health, your wealth, your happiness, your relationships, your spirituality. And we'll talk about all 5 things, how they'll align in horsemanship. It's a really, really beautiful thing. I'm very excited about doing it. And I hope that you'll join us there. Go into a flow state in your life where your skills and experience meet the challenges that you want to do. And have a superpower. One thing I'll leave you with too, as we say goodbye, if you have a horse, you have a superpower, but you also have something really cool that you can share with other people that don't have a horse, and enhance those 5 main areas of your life but also share it with someone else to enhance their 5 main areas of their life. I do that here at American Mustang School. That is what keeps me going. That's the motivation piece we talked about in the interactive system. I find motivation whenever I can bring someone in to our relationship, insert them in, I step out there as a coach, and then they get to feel through experience in this interactive system how to enhance the 5 main areas of their life. Energy exchange in the micro, to where they're prepared to go into the macro in the world and understand what they can control as their energies and energy exchange and what's relevant. You know, we got a kind of a crazy, chaotic time. Always has been. There's nothing new under the sun. But today, 2025, right now, March, there's people that are struggling. They're in resistance. And they've made that choice subconsciously. They didn't even really mean to make the choice. But they're not even aware of it. See, horsemanship is awareness. You get to develop awareness, self-awareness. And that's what I really want to share with you. Hopefully you'll join us in June. If you're interested in helping other people through horsemanship, it'd be a great clinic to join us.